See me? I can't really tell yet. There we go. Um, it is good to see you all tonight. Today is Sunday, February 6, 2011. Makes it day 37 on our Project Serve Him More, 2011. Glad you guys are here. So glad you guys are here. It's late. Sorry to be getting this in so late, but, that's just the way I am, guys. Always running behind. But I hope you guys are having a good Sunday. I've had a good day. Had a good day at church. Everything went good. I was worried that we didn't have the crowd that we had last week. Last week we had a pretty decent crowd. I mean, still I think we just had about 40 people, but for us and for right now, right in the middle of winter, that's a decent crowd. Had, I think, 25 today. So, and I know crowds don't matter, and I don't take that from me that you think, well, he's typical pastor, he just worries about head count. I don't, but when you're a small church, everybody's got to get together and everybody's got to work harder to make it work. I mean, that's just the truth about it. And I think that's one reason a lot of people don't like going to small churches. And I think some of our members that have left over the years, I think that's the reason. Because in a big church, you can go sit in a pew, put your head down, and trudge it out. You don't have to be involved in anything. You don't get picked to do or help out because there's 1,000 other people to do it. You don't have to. If you just want to sit there, listen to the preacher on Sunday, put your dime in the plate, which the sad part about it is that's what most people give today, and come back home, you can do that. And in a small church, you really can't. When you have a small church like ours, that's maybe only got 100 members, and 25 to 40 show up per week. As things get done, pretty much everything has to be split up between, if you're one of these 25 people, you're going to get asked to do things. I mean, that's just the way it goes. It has to be, split up. So, I think that's kind of tough because some people don't like to be asked to do things, even though we shouldn't hesitate doing things for the Lord, doing things for our church, because ultimately it's for God. But some people don't like it. I mean, I can tell that. I'm not a genius, but I can read people enough to know that most people don't like to be asked to do things. They don't want to give up any of their personal time at home or to do something for the church. I mean, that's just the truth. Most people grumble and mumble about it. But like I said, that's what I was getting to. When you've got a small church, it's more important that you show up. I mean, just to be honest about it. The other pastor, I mean, he got so aggravated once that actually, and this was less than a year. It's probably less than 6 months, before he died. He actually got so aggravated with people not coming to church that he actually stood up one Sunday and said, "I'm quitting. I'm resigning. I just, he said the church is broke because nobody won't come. Nobody won't, with people not being here, they can't give their tithes when they're not here. Evidently, everybody don't, evidently people in this church are not serious about it, He said, so I'm going to resign because he had to be paid because I thought, he was I don't like the term full-time pastor because, I consider myself a full-time pastor. I'm there for the job all the time. I've got another job, but to me, having another job, especially the job I got, don't take away from that. But I'm just getting that that's all he had. He didn't have another job. And he said, maybe you can find a pastor that, don't have to have the money. He said, it was a teeny tiny salary what he made. It's just teeny tiny salary. Most people spend more money than what he made on gas. But anyway, Oops, dropped a knife. But, you know, he just, like I said, getting at it, he just, you know, of course, you know, everybody, started crying and begging him not to leave, and he didn't. But I see where he was coming from now, because I get aggravated when I look at my watch on a Sunday and it's 11 o'clock and there's 9 or 10 people or 12 people sitting in the pews, and you know, you're sitting there thinking, you know, and it's, you know, you're sitting there thinking, you know, am I the only one here that's taking this thing seriously? You know, that's trying to serve the Lord and willing to commit and sacrifice for Him. See, that's what it is. No Christians today want to sacrifice. You know, nobody wants to give up anything to serve the Lord. And that's just the fact of it. If you serve the Lord and truly serve Him, you will give things up. You have to. But anyway, like I said, had a good day. Nevertheless, had a good service. Ended up going to Food City and getting some top sirloin steaks. I got a recipe off YouTube, actually, off of a channel called Food Wishes. He made a minute steaks, you know, out of top sirloin with a barbecue butter sauce, and I wanted to make that, so I made that today for our lunch, I guess you would call it, after church lunch. So you know, pounded out the steaks real thin, or as thin as I could get them. They didn't get as thin as I wanted. These steaks is supposed to cook in a minute per side. I had to cook them more like 4 to 5 minutes per side. But, you know, ended up good. You take barbecue sauce and butter and beef broth and salt and pepper, and, well, not salt, just pepper, and hot sauce. And then when you get done cooking the steaks, you put all this in the pan you cook your steaks in, deglaze the pan, and you make a sauce, like a steak sauce out of, like I said, it's just, I use Sweet Baby Ray's, I think, barbecue sauce, butter, beef broth, hot sauce, and pepper. And it was good. It was really good. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but it turned out good. I love cooking. I mean, I do. That's one of the things. If I had the money, I don't know if it would go, but if I had the money, that's what I would do right now. That's what I would put in. I would put in a diner, like an old-fashioned diner. You know, probably wouldn't go around here. Because around here it's hard to compete with the fast food chains because they're so cheap. But that's what I would do if I had the money. You know, I would put in a diner, and I would cook at a diner. But anyway, let's see, guys. What else? I wanted to get out real quick. Of course, I want to give a shout out to Mad Bad Voodoo. Hope you're doing well, Richard. Thanks for sending me the shirt, which I've had the shirt for a long time now, but every time I wear it, I think of you, brother, and I hope you're doing well. Wanted to give another shout out to Ed at the Budget Armory 1 channel. You guys, I think that's what it is. I think it's the Budget Armory 1. I struggle with people's exact channels, you know, sometimes. Because sometimes they'll have a 1 on them or something different, you know, and I just know it, like, you know, by the Budget Armory channel or whatever, and some, you know, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. If I'm not, Ed, brother, let me know. I think it is the Budget Armory 1 channel. I just wanted to let everybody that watches my videos know what a fine channel Ed's got over there. Go subscribe to him. He don't need really any help in that department. He's got almost double the, well, he probably does got double the subscribers I do now. I can't seem to get over the 400. I think I got like 465 or something. I can't get over that mark. I've been wanting to get 500 for a while now, and it's not hardly there. But I think he's got about 1,000. But everybody go over there, subscribe to Ed. He's a good Christian brother. Got a great channel, makes great videos. Just getting into reloading, so that should be interesting. I'm going to try to make a reloading vid, guys, as soon as I can get back out there, as soon as it warms up enough for me to get out there. I may do a batch one night of, you know, 40s or 45s or 10 millimeters or something. I've got the dies coming to do 223 with, so I can reload for my ARs. So I'll get out there and make a vid for you guys, and maybe help Ed out a little bit, because I know when you're reloading, you need all the help you can get. You really do, because there's some things confusing about it, you know. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to tell you to do that. Check Ed out at the Budget Armory 1 channel. And like I said, I wanted to tell you about church today. I wanted to tell you about what I cooked for lunch because that was good. Then we had a Red Baron. What did we have? A Red Baron pan pizza for supper, I think is what we had. But as you can tell by looking at me, I like my food. Anyway, guys, let's get to the important part tonight. And that is, of course, God's Word. Mark chapter 9, verse 6 is where we're going to continue today. It says, "For he wist not what to say, for they were sore afraid. And there was a cloud that overshadowed them, and a voice came out of the cloud, saying, This is my beloved Son, hear him." Now see, when Jesus had been transfigured here, Peter, I think it was Peter, wasn't it? Yeah. Peter, James, and John went with him. And after he saw Elias, or Elijah, and Moses, and Jesus, he said, let's build a tabernacle. Let's build a tabernacle for each one of these people. And then the cloud, which was God, the presence of God, overshadowed them when a voice came out saying, "This is my beloved Son, hear him." Saying, no, this is the only person you need to pay attention to. Don't worry about Moses. Don't worry about Elijah, as I'll call him. My Son, Jesus. Focus on him. He's the only important one here. Verse 8, "And suddenly when they had looked round about, they saw no man any more, save Jesus only with themselves. And as they came down from the mountain, he charged them that they should tell no man what things they had seen, till the Son of Man were risen from the dead. And they kept that saying with themselves, questioning one with another what the rising from the dead should mean." See, they were dense just like we are sometimes. Jesus kept telling them that he was going to die and be risen from the dead, from the grave. And they couldn't figure it out. Because they knew who Jesus was, and they said, well, he's God, he can't be killed. What's he keep talking about? Rising from the dead. They just didn't grab it yet. Verse 11, "And they asked him, saying, What say the scribes that Elias must first come? And he answered and told them, Elias verily cometh first, and restoreth all things. And how it is written of the Son of Man, that he must suffer many things, and be set at naught. But I say unto you that Elias is indeed come, and they have done unto him whatsoever they listed, as it is written of him." Jesus was talking about John the Baptist here. Now this has always kind of confused me, guys, about how, it was talking how it said in the Old Testament, in the old prophecies, that Elias must come before Jesus, before the Messiah, and it always has kind of confused me that even Jesus says right here that it was actually it was talking about John the Baptist, and that always kind of confused me. But that's just one of those little details that it's just the way it is. See, he says here in verse 13, which I've already read it, but I say unto you that Elias is indeed come, and they have done with him whatever they listed, as it is written of him. See, he's saying they done with John just like they're going to do with me. They did whatever they wanted with him. They killed him. They cut his head off. And that's what they're going to do to me. Well, you know what I mean. "And when he came to his disciples, he saw a great multitude about them, and the scribes questioning them. And straightway all the people, when they beheld him, were greatly amazed, and running to him, saluting him. And he asked the scribes, What question ye with them?" And guys, that's where I'm going to stop. It's 10 verses. And tomorrow we will start in verse 17. Hope you guys got a kick out of this tonight. Hope you got a blessing out of it. I know I did. I always get a blessing. Got a great compliment today at church. A brother came up to me after church and shook my hand. He's one of the trustees, and said, brother, he said, the Lord is how, I don't know exactly how he said it, but he said, I can tell in your preaching, he said, that the Lord is working in you, and the Lord is manifesting what he wants through you. He said, your preaching as you have went on, he said, your preaching has just got, he said, which it was always good, he said, but it's kept getting better And he said it hits us right where we live, right where we need it. And I thought that was a great compliment that the Lord is doing what he wants through me. So anyway, guys, you all just pray for me. Pray for my business this week. I'm confident again that this is going to be a good week for us. That the Lord's going to do what He's going to do some miracles for me this week, because I'm going to ask Him, and I want you guys to ask Him, because He tells us we have not because we ask not. Let's start asking Him, guys. But anyway, I love you all. Good Lord willing, I'll be back here tomorrow night. If you need anything, let me know. Marbles, if you see this, get back with me on that engine on that car. I still don't, you never have told me which one it is. But like I said, I love you all. And till I see you again, good night and God bless.